Hello there. So yeah, man, it's Daniel here. Today was interesting, man. I went for a run and it was really good, really good. I did 15 laps and yeah, now I'm getting used to it. So I mean, it still sucks, but um, with the body, getting used to it, adapting, um, it suck less. It's still a pain in the ass, but suck less. And it's good. I was thinking, like while I was running, like this is suffering, but like I imagine that if I didn't have uh, go for a run, like if I didn't go for a run, it would be worst. Like so, it would be suffering, right? As well. So, but that suffering of the running, it's better because I improve. I get better out of it, you know, after I finish. So that was refreshing. And yeah, also it's good, seeing the same people, over and over again, having just a little, of social interactions. As no, well, I mean, there's social interaction in sales. After all, it's sales, but it's not that. It's related to work, job. So it's different. Well, with the mock calls, is something, because of course, it's gonna depend off the person that I'm talking to. But yeah, sometimes it's good just talk about other things, life things, type of things you would talk with your friend. Do you like this? I like that. Would you eat this? Would you like this? Silly conversations. They're very important. And I'm not having many of those. I can't remember. You know, last time. Yeah, I can. Shit, I can't remember last time that I had this more like silly conversation. Like even the time that my friend he came by. Like I talked with him was mostly about the work, my goals, and what I'm doing to achieve my goals. So there were some, but wasn't those conversations that is just no BS, it's good to have that, at least with the running, having this social uh, activities, it's cool, so I was running, and then there was this girl, like when you look to someone at someone, you can say if this person is sedentary, if this person is active, if this person is going to the gym, if this person is doing cycling, bicycle. You can see it by the legs, right? Um, but you can tell that this person trained, and sometimes you can say this person trained this. So we were was her body was fully adapt to running. She was thin, kind of tall, uh, slender. Um, and she was warming up. I was I never saw that. That was interesting. I was running and then I saw. I was that's cool. Why is she doing that? This curiosity. I can't let that shit die, man. I have to be curious. Otherwise, the moment you stop learning, you die, right? The problem is when that happens before you stop breathing. That's the problem. So I was I was just curious, why is she doing that? You know? And even for me, because the thing is, for example, I get there. I get there, I think, around 5:50 a.m. 6 a.m. I'm there. I'm there. 6 a.m. I'm there. I know this. Like, before that, it's just good morning, this thing of, breaking the ice. Because even though it's good morning, most people they don't want to do that, and I understand. It's very early. Why the fuck would you say that? Why the fuck would you say good morning? but like the thing of like the muscle of you breaking the ice in a conversation, even if it's like the smallest talk of all of them all, like good morning, good afternoon, good evening, like um, it's still like like developing this because like I don't need you, I don't need, and that's the most important thing, you know. I don't need sometimes I don't want, but like doing this, I'm developing because when the time because I think about like generalizing the knowledge. So like if I have this this muscle of like breaking the ice, like initiating a conversation for sales, that's a hell of a it's very important. Not only for that, but like networking as well. For example, getting to know a girl. For example, there's this girl. I find her, beautiful, gorgeous. She's my type. Like having this ability to, well, I did this. Why can I not do this? Like it's easier instead of like having to like think that I'm confident. Like I already did that. I know I can do this. So like it's easy. But like I'm used to that. During the running, and then like where I finished my my session, and then she finished hers as well. So I was like, that's perfect. And also, like, I didn't want. I was like, but yeah, like it was very weird. By the way, it was very weird. Like the way that I approached because I was like, how the fuck can I ask this? So I was like, fuck it. No, first of all, most important shit. You know, especially the context. Because I don't want to sound like I'm about to be a weirdo. Distance. I was very distant. Like she was here, I was here. Like hey. Hey, she was using phone, like earphone. So like, hey, what's up? So listen, uh, what are you doing? That's the thing you're doing. Like, yeah, they warm me up. What are you doing? What do you do? Very curious, because I did want to know, right? Yeah, I do this, I do that. Like, there's a lot of exercises on the internet. And like, I was thinking, like, I'm definitely not gonna search it up. Nah, I'm not. So I was like, oh, okay, but what do you do? And she said, I do this, I do that. I said, do you stretch as well? She said, yeah, I stretch. Like for 5 minutes. Man, I was thinking like, because when I was in the gym, what I learned is like the best way for you to warm up for bench press, for example, is doing bench press. So like you take like a very light weight, lightweight, baby. And you do like 20 repetitions, and you do like 2 sets of 20 repetitions, just to, because like the best way for you to warm up for something is doing that something in a less intensive uh, way, right? But it was cool. I learned something. So like, you can do this, you can do that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Bye bye. And then I left. Um, I felt really good after the running, And this is the last week. This is like, yeah, because since you don't know, the weeks they start during on Monday. No, on Sunday, not on Monday. Oh, like some people know that, but I didn't know that, so that's why I'm telling. So if you already know, good for you. But if you don't know, good for you, especially for you. But today is the first day of the week. So like this week is the last week of the cutting, and it has been like on the 10th of April. It's gonna complete 7 months, and funnily enough, it's like around that time that I started, doing the videos. It's like 7 months, man. 7 months, like recording the videos, and again, it's more like about, again, developing the muscle, the capacity of, being in front of a camera, talk, because like I was always like kind of good with that, but like I think I did what I did a lot of pieces, a lot of videos. I would say like more than 200 so far. And like of course I don't expect to. Okay, 217 videos so far. And so it's it's a lot of volume, right? Even though like I have to I'm supposed to like reveal the videos because like for now it's more like documenting the journey. So because like this is gonna be my personal brand in the future, you know. So little boy. So it's good, you know. And I completely forgot what I was about to say. Uh, but yeah, got back from running. My body's adapting, and then I was like, okay, you know, after yeah, the last week of the cutting. So like all this journey, like the videos, the doing the cutting, you know, the diet, you know, just eating less because I didn't have the money. I still don't like. By the way, you know, the money from the base salary, it's like it's not almost over, but like most of the money I invested like in my room with the equipment. So like I'm really like I'm glad that I was able to do that, and like there's still some money in case when some shit happens, because it's gonna happen, right? Uh, but like it's gonna no like it finishes a whole period of my life. Yeah, because like was the start of everything, you know. Got into sales, and then like as a like they did this, like cut the hair. I'm not like gonna cut the hair, but like I'm just gonna take. I'm still gonna let my hair grow, but just align a little, you know the 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 the, the points. It's not the point, but the end of the hair. And also I'm gonna shave it off because I'm tired of this. It's not bad, but I mean I'm done. I'm done with it. So yeah, man. And then, well, what I did later, I analyzed the week. Um, I'm preparing for the next, and shit, man. It it has been a crazy journey, you know. But like now, I'm gonna tomorrow do the long video, and start applying for offers as a closer. Oh shit. I have to do some mock calls. Oh right. I have to do some mock calls. Um, but yeah, man. Like the hardest part, no, was in the beginning. Now like it's more about like doing the burden work. And I got this insight from a friend of mine with high ticket. Like, think about what do you wanna like set a challenge, not an easy one, but also not like one impossible to reach. Like a hard as fuck, like a challenge hard as fuck, but like attainable in a short no time frame. In this case, like 3 months. And then like all the burden work, it sounds more compelling to do it because like what you're going for, like the pot of gold on the other side of the rainbow, right? Like for me, build my buffer, and also after I build my financial buffer, so I can just be chill for 1 year, because I live in Brazil, small town. After that, I have like another like amount of money that I want to make, because I will go to Portugal. Oh, yeah, I'll go to Portugal. Uh, yeah, Portugal, man. Yeah, there's something I must do. I must return some videotapes. But yeah, man, let's see how that goes, and that's it, man. Let's keep moving forward and let's conquer. Take care, bro. Bye.